Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about, I don't know who I upset at Starbucks. Starbucks has UberEats customer heat up their own sandwich. So there have been a lot of restaurants and just overall stores that had a certain discrimination towards the gig workers that deliver the food and the customers who order it. They will choose to put us on the back burner, get to us when we can, treat us like garbage, and then overall just treat the customer like they're not even their customer, like it's an inconvenience for them to do the job. And now they're forcing customers to heat up their own food because they can't even be bothered to do it themselves. So with that said, I actually want to go over everything that's being said here, how it actually is, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A TikToker ordered a Starbucks breakfast sandwich through Uber Eats and it was delivered completely frozen. Okay, it's one thing if the order comes in lukewarm or it's not as perfect as it could be, as if it was delivered straight from the oven. Sometimes you can actually chalk it up to the customer didn't tip properly, or the order got canceled. There was this huge confusion. There's a lot of things that happen with that. But now the order was completely frozen. That is weird. I've never seen that. Although at this point, I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Posted by Feralgrandpa, the video drew in over 120,000 views. It shows a Starbucks breakfast sandwich wrapped in a plastic bag. It is delivered to the store in. The customer warms the sandwich up in their oven. Things you do for content, huh? I will leave the TikToker as well as the profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions about that. But that's just lazy. Like, what kind of worker does that? They don't even do the bare minimum of the job. That's one of the major concerns that I'm having these days. Like, it's one thing if you're quiet quitting and you're not doing above and beyond, you're kind of just doing the minimum. Right? But this is less than the minimum. This is not even close. And if you don't know what quiet quitting is, I made a video talking all about that. I'll leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. I don't know who I upset at Starbucks. The text overlay reads, but they told me to cook my own damn sandwich. At that point, what are you paying them for? You might as well go to a grocery store, buy a frozen sandwich there, heat it up at home, it'll cost you less money. Hell, you could get it through Instacart. It'll still probably cost you less money. And you'll probably get more from it because you'll do other shopping. The TikToker further questioned what they did to the store to warrant receiving the frozen sandwich, tagging Starbucks in the caption. I don't care what you did. You could have been a total Karen. There is no reason for that. And I'm not justifying Karen behavior. I'm saying this is BS. This shouldn't be happening. In the comment section, Feralgrandpa said they have never gotten a frozen breakfast sandwich where they ordered off the food delivery app regardless of whether they marked that they wanted it warmed up. Unpopular opinion, but if I'm ordering a breakfast sandwich, I kind of expect it to be warmed up. And yeah, it's Starbucks. There is a lot to be said about the quality of food they have anyway. Heck, they literally showed that it was a frozen item and they sold that to you. So it's not really all that great, but that being said, I still expect a warmed up breakfast sandwich if I'm going to order a breakfast sandwich. Just a heads up, I order Starbucks from Uber Eats frequently when I'm working, and this has never happened before, regardless of warmed on the bag, the poster wrote. I also work for Starbucks, and unless requested otherwise, we always heated sandwiches. Receiving a frozen sandwich was just hella fun. I mean, I'm glad he's having a sense of humor about it. I would have been totally pissed. You seriously expect me to have a normal breakfast by you handing me a frozen ice cube? That's ridiculous. The user clarified there was not an option to order her sandwich warmed when she placed the order. Some viewers suggested this may have been the reason she received a still frozen sandwich. Again, I expect the sandwich to be warmed. I don't expect a frozen item. It doesn't say warmed, one commenter wrote, referring to the label on the package. I usually just do it anyways because anytime I don't, they always come back or call saying it was a mistake. They shouldn't be handing frozen items as an item to be sold at a Starbucks. You know how TGI Fridays has those frozen items they sell in grocery stores? That's one thing because that's what you expect. Imagine you going to a TGI Fridays, taking a to-go item, they hand you that. That's disgusting. As a Starbucks barista, this is a problem Uber Eats is supposed to be working on, another commenter wrote. Okay, I respectfully disagree with that entire statement. Why is it the responsibility of the company for you not to do your job? You don't hand somebody a frozen package. That doesn't even make sense. A newer barista would probably follow that verbatim versus an experienced partner who would know that Uber Eats glitch. Another said, why are all the baristas blaming Uber Eats for them not doing their job? That's not the responsibility of the platform. If they want a breakfast sandwich from a restaurant, it should be a made breakfast sandwich. You can imagine going to a Starbucks and ordering a breakfast sandwich. Again, you don't go to Starbucks for that, but either way, you go to Starbucks, get a breakfast sandwich, and they hand you a frozen package. You're not going to take that. Others who claim to be current or former Starbucks employees said they were not allowed to send out breakfast sandwich orders that have not been heated up as a food safety precaution. See, that's my point. It's also a health concern. Seriously, the other people that are saying that's not the problem of Starbucks just don't want to do their job. We aren't technically allowed to sell the breakfast sandwiches not warmed up, so I don't know what this is, one commenter wrote. I'll tell you exactly what this is. These are failures that work at Starbucks that don't want to do their job, and they keep making excuses, and then they keep trying to give you any reason for them to not do their job. It's amazing how much effort people will put in to not do their job, as opposed to just doing their job and just getting it over with. That just makes the process harder for all parties involved. Before I get a swarm of comments saying, you never worked at Starbucks, so you don't know. No. I've done what you've done. I've been where you've been. I've worked in many different restaurants. I've worked in many different places, between morning places, evening places. I've worked in many different aspects of the food service industry, retail industry, customer service, phone call lines, all of it. You know what they all had in common? I was the guy that was working my butt off trying to get the job done. Other people were doing the little puff with the good stuff in the back of the freaking store, not doing their job and being paid more than I was. That's why I get so heated on this subject. If you can't even do the bare minimum of your job, then don't be there. It's one thing if you're not going above and beyond. You're not paid enough to go above and beyond. I get that. But if you're not doing the minimum expectations of what you signed up for, then I don't see a reason for you to be there. That's unreasonable. We are to always warm sandwiches up, another commenter wrote. The other ones that are optional are pastries and paninis. Call the store, please. Okay, so pastries and paninis, that's one thing. Some people actually like colder pastries and paninis. That makes sense. But the sandwiches, that's what you expect. Oh my God, when I worked there, we weren't allowed to give customers uncooked sandwiches or eggs, a third claimed. Exactly. What this person did probably is illegal, immoral, and unethical, and they're trying to blame Uber Eats for that. It's my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. The guy shouldn't have received a frozen sandwich. If you wanted a frozen sandwich, you would rather order on Instacart and have that delivered along with your other groceries, because that would make sense. That's what you're ordering. You're ordering groceries. You're not ordering a meal. This person ordered a meal. I'm impressed that he had a sense of humor about it. I'm pissed just reading about it. If he didn't cook it properly, can you get sick from that at all? There's probably a bunch of different health concerns for that. But what I'm shocked about was just how many people were just choosing to blame the platform, blame the driver. You know the driver's gonna get a poor rating for this. If it was somebody who didn't have a sense of humor, the driver would have probably gotten a poor rating for this. He probably did get a poor rating for this if he is rating at all. But they're blaming the platform for their inability to do their job. That's disgusting. Drivers and the platform are not responsible for the quality of the food that is delivered. That is the responsibility of the restaurant. If you cannot provide the proper quality, we can't control that. Now, you could also argue about the hot bags and making sure it gets there in a timely manner. Fine, because quite honestly, a lot of drivers should be using their hot bags. This was a frozen item. It was your responsibility to heat up this egg sandwich. I can't even begin to approach how disappointed I am in this entire thing. Starbucks, you have proven that the majority of your company did not have the integrity and character to follow through on the responsibilities that the job was expected for them to provide. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!